Happy National Scrapbook Day! And may the 4th be with you. It's Saturday, May 4th. It's 2 p.m. Eastern USA time, and we're about to start a party. I have giveaways. We're going to plan and execute an album that I am going to at least ask you what you want to do. We may not do what you want to do, but I will ask. Mr. Lifeguard is going to post links for us, but let me just run through our announcements to start with. We have a 40% off coupon for kathrynscraps.com. Anything you can put into your cart will be 40% off with the coupon 40 NSD 2019. So that's 40 N as in November, S as in Sierra, D as in Delta, 2019. And Mr. Lifeguard is going to post that coupon code for you, as well as a link to our website. That will work on the Album Base-ics guide that just released today for the Fun album, or Jan called it the Double Your Fun album, which might have been a better name, and maybe I should hire Jan to name my albums for me. It's a twist on the Twice the Fun album, which is a huge 10 by 10 album with 6 page styles, and we did 2 of each, so we did 12 pages, and the thing was enormous. It weighed like 8 pounds, and that's not even an exaggeration. So we cut it in half, made it 5 by 10, and then I created a new type of album guide. This is a blueprint that I'm calling the Basics Guide, Album Basics Guide. And so what this Album Basics Guide is a more affordable video primary guide to creating an album. And I say guide and not tutorial because it's not a step-by-step tutorial on how to start to finish make a book exactly like I do. It's giving you the pieces and parts, the components and tools, and how to put them together to make an album the way you want to make it, for you, for your taste, for your style. So it's about unleashing your creativity and not just doing what I say. Not just doing what I say. Okay, so this is what we're going to do today. And we are going to do the landscape version. We already started working on it in a portrait version. You can do either a 5 by 10 portrait version or a 10 by 5 landscape version. And we already started the portrait version as part of our Scrap Your Stash workshop. And today we're going to start the landscape version as well. So when you get the Album Basics guide, the first thing, I'm just going to kind of flip through, and if I can get it to do this, I want you to see there's no photos. So this is not like where there's a picture and then I write what I'm doing in the picture. So the way it works is you have a supply checklist, and the first thing you see is, because this is a customizable album, supplies will vary from person to person based on the size of the album and types of pages chosen. So I just tell you, you might want to have 25 pieces of cardstock on hand, 24 pieces of pattern paper, 2 pieces of chipboard, craft text Tyvek. I tell you everything you're going to use in terms of tools. But how much cardstock you need exactly, that is up to you. That's up to you, okay? Because if you do an album with 3 pages, it's going to be a different amount of cardstock than if you do 6, than if you do 12. So it's totally up to you. The album you make will be unique to you. You'll be the only one who has it. It'll be your book, completely your book. You will be the designer of the book. So that's what we're trying to do with the Basics Guide. So there's a ton of videos, because there's 9 possible album elements that you can include, plus 2 spines, 2 bindings, 2 orientations. So the possible combination of things that you can do is, I mean, you could make like 20, 30 different albums easily. It's probably way more than that. But you can make many, many, many different albums just using these elements. So then we move into this page that says, before you begin, stop. Take a moment and plan your book. So this is what we're going to do today. There's 4 steps to planning your book. Step 1 is choose your orientation. We already did that. But this one's landscape. Okay, so we know we're doing landscape. Second is choose the width of your gutter. This is the space between 2 pages. It can be any size you want. I have a formula later for how you figure out what to do with your stuff, with your measurements, depending on how big you want it. So if you're the kind of person that likes a very neat, very tidy, very flat album, you don't use 3D embellishments, you don't stuff your pages, then you can probably have a 1/4 inch gutter and it's no problem. I used to do books with a 1/4 inch gutter. Now I just do 1/2 inch because apparently I've gone like totally crazy over the years and I don't know how to chill. And I'm just extra all the time. So now I have to make, like, I found myself pondering the other day if I could do albums with 1/2 inch or with full inch gutters and see if it would be okay. So yeah, I like them big. I like them fat. Okay, I like them fat and juicy. All right. So I'm going to do a 1/2 inch gutter. So that's my step 2. So step 1 is landscape. Step 2 is 1/2 inch. And then step 3 is decide how many pages you want. We're going to do 6. We're going to do 6. And then 4, this is where you guys are going to have some possible potential input. 4 is we're going to choose page and envelope styles. And I have the stack here. These are all the different pages and these are all the different envelopes. So I'm going to go through and show them to you. And just so you can get an idea of what they all look like. All right, so let's start with the envelopes. So this is envelope A. You've already seen envelope A. Envelope is a 5x5 envelope. All right, and I imagine you putting 2 of them on a page, but you don't have to. I mean, you could technically use paper hinges to turn one of the envelopes into a pocket. I mean, maybe we'll do this. And then you could slide something behind the envelope and just have 1 envelope. So this is what I mean when I say, well, I think you should put 2 on a page. Well, that's cool. I mean, but we don't really care what you think, Kathryn, because the whole point of this album is we don't have to do what you say. We can do what we want. So just because I think they look better with 2 to a page, we're doing landscape. So I need to get my mind around that because I've been in portrait. For the one that we're doing in class with the boy version. So envelope style A, which can be 1 or 2 to a page. This is envelope style B, which is 1 to a page. So this one is long. All right, this one is long. So this is how it would look in the landscape. These are all turnable. You can put them in your book, you know, this way, that way. You can put it upside down if you wanted to, you know. If you want to do that, you can do that, guys. You can do that. And then this is envelope style C. It's also a long envelope, but it's like, it's a different orientation. So it's just, instead of having the opening on the 5 inch end, it has the opening on the 10 inch end. So this is C. This is B. And this is A. So we can have 1 each of those or any number. We have 12 sides to fill. So actually, let me do this. Let me get a notepad. Welcome, Eileen. All right, so have the fun landscape. And then we'll put our little page sets. so that when we get down to choosing where things are going to go, we can make a little map for ourselves, and then we'll know the right number of things. All right, so there's our book. Okay, so once we get down to the decision-making portion, we're going to fill all these little guys in. Okay, so those are the envelopes. So now we're going to do the pages. So this is page A. This is the portrait style. So we're going to set that aside because we can't use it in this book. So what we'll be working with is page A, the landscape style. So the way page A opens is it opens up and then down, and then there's a pocket. All right, there's a pocket. So this is big enough to hold 4x6 photos. This is big enough to hold 4x6 photos. In the pocket, you can hold 4x6 photos. On the backs, you can hold 4x6 photos. So even though this is kind of a smallish album compared to albums we've done in the past, I made sure that there would be plenty of room for 4x6 photos. So this is page A. So this is page B. This is the portrait version. You'll see these in the other class. This is page B. This is the landscape version. All right, so this one, you have one flap that comes down and reveals a pocket. And then we're going to magnetize this page down to the back, but it will also come down and it'll pull the pocket down, and you'll have one 15-inch layout. So it'll be a 10 by 15-inch layout here that we can play with. So that's page B. Page C is turnable, which means it can go in the album either like this or like this. You can use it in either direction. There's 2 like this. So of the 6 page styles, 4 you cannot turn. There's a portrait and there's a landscape, but there's 2 that you can turn. So this is page C, and I think this one's my favorite, possibly. So this is how it opens, and now it's kind of hard to see. You see this X? So this is a pocket, this is a pocket, and these are pockets. All right, so it forms this X on the center of the page. And then once we have our pattern paper panels in here so that they're all layered, that X shape is going to come out. But 3 pockets. And this one will hold 4x6, this one will hold 4x6, 4x6 goes here, 4x6 goes here, and then these can hold 4x4. These can hold 4x4. All right, so that's page C, which is turnable. Page D's portrait version. Yes, well, I'll show you how to make all of them that are that we choose for this book. That's what we're doing right now. I'm giving you the overview so we can decide, do we want to do one of each and then back them with the envelopes? Do we want to do all of one? What do we want to do? So that's what we'll be choosing. In the tutorial, or it's not a tutorial, in the Album Basics guide, there's video on how to assemble all of them. There's video on how to assemble all of these in the Album Basics guide, which is 40% off today. So they're all there in edited video in it. All right, so here's page D. Page D can open like this. It can open like this. It can open like this, and then like this. So you have this really long. And then there's a flap here, which I think I'm going to change. We'll talk about it. And then there's this envelope on the very back. If we do this one, I think we'll do a twist on it. All right, so that's page D. All right, here's page E, which is also turnable, which would be the one that's in the running, I guess, for my favorite. So page E opens up. There's a pocket up here that will hold 4x6. It opens down. This holds 4x6, but this is a divided pocket. So this is a pocket and this is a pocket. This pocket holds 4x6. This holds like 3x4. And then this thing right here in the middle, this is 2 pockets. Okay, so this doesn't go all the way through. See how you cannot see my hand? This does not go all the way through. This isn't just like a belly band. This is 2 separate pockets. Okay, 2 separate pockets. All right, right in the middle. So this is page style E. Page style E. Yeah, tricky, sneaky. Okay, page style F, and this is the portrait version. And then here's the landscape version of page style F. So page style F, you see we have these two pages layered like this. We're going to put magnets in between them, so they're going to make a pocket. If you don't use magnets, you could put a paper hinge there and make a pocket. So that'll flip up, and that'll have room for tags and mini layouts to be pressure fitted inside there. Here's another one just like that that also folds down. Then we have another pocket, and then this, which can lay flat via magnets and pull down, and then you have another layout right there. So this is page style F. So we've got 6 pages that we can choose from and 3 envelopes that we can choose from. So how do you want to go about this? Do you want to just do one of each page, and we'll just do the front of each one would be, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then on the backs we'll mix and match the envelopes? That's probably the easiest way to do it. Well, it's the fewest decisions. You know, because then we don't have to say, well, this is the one we like best. Yeah, people want to see all of them. Okay, all right. So then what we'll do is we'll do A, B, C, D, E, F. And then for envelopes, we'll do EA here. We'll do that first. And second to last. Then we'll do envelope B next. And then we'll do envelope B fourth. And then we'll do envelope C. And then we'll do envelope C last. All right. You don't want to make any decisions today. There. So that's how it is. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's our 12 pages because we're doing 6 pages front and back sides. We have 12 sides. So that's the order. All right. So we've got our order. Let's do this. Let's be smart. Let's see on the page where Kathryn says plan your project. We'll put our project plans. Yeah. All right. There we go. Okay. So then if you have the guide, we're going to now be on page 4, which is how to make a landscape style page. And you'll notice under the structural spine section, the 4th bullet point says, if the total width of your page plus the gutter between your pages plus 1 inch is less than 12 inches, you can incorporate the album's page in your structural spine strip instead of using fins. So what I mean by that is that, let me get the one that has fins so I can show you. All right, so these are the fins. These are the fins, okay? And this is what it will look like if you just do the structure strips, the structural spine strips, you know, for the infinity binding, and you just make as many of these as you want to make pages. But that last bullet point is telling you, see here how we have this 1 inch of the strip showing, and then we have 4 inches of the page showing, and then there's an inch where they overlap because this page is 5 inches. What that last bullet point is saying is you can just extend it. So instead of using one piece that's, in this case, this right here is 2.5 inches. Its first inch is under here. There's the gutter, which is 1/2 inch, and its second inch is here, and that's what the page is attached to. What I'm saying is this could be 5 inches on this side instead of 1, and then it would just be the page. Then it would just be the page, okay? So I'm going to show you that today. In the landscape version, that's how we're going to do it. All right. I am putting the recordings from any live classes that relate to the Album Basics Guide in the Album Basics Guide folder as we go. So even if you're not subscribed to the classroom membership, if you buy the Album Basics Guide, you will get anything we do live that has anything to do with the Album Basics Guide. So you're going to get everything from the portrait version, which is the boy version. I already put it in there. Today's class and anything we do on this landscape version going forward, you'll get all of it. So you'll be able to see it, you know, doing twists and having the decorating and all of that. That will all be in there for you. All right. I'm going to set my stack o' papes aside. I'm going to drink some tea because I need to stay, you know, a little bit hydrated, although. All right. This is the pattern paper. We're going to need it, but not at this exact moment. We're going to do the structural spine first. So if you were here last week, I told you that I have decluttered all of my cardstock that I own and donated it to an elementary school. And I switched to using one brand only of colored cardstock. I bought 30 colors. I made a swatch book of them so that I would be able to say, this is the brand I'm using, this is the color, and this is where you go to find it. Is this project able to be saved to your box account? Yes. If you get the guide, yes. You can add it to your box account. You will join it, and if you buy the Album Basics Guide, you'll get an instant download of a PDF that tells you how to join it, how to join the folder. So you don't get invitations. We've allow you to add yourself, and so there's what you get as the instant download is instructions on how to add yourself, and then when you do that, it'll be in your box account for you. So I'm going to be using Military Green Color Mates Smooth and Silky today. That's the color of cardstock I'm going to use. And I'm going to start with 3 sheets. 3 sheets. All right. So let me get out my trimmer. This is not a trimmer, this is a scoreboard. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the grain in the paper. So the way you find the grain in the paper is very lightly, just kind of hold it like with your very fingertips, okay? And then push and see how easy it bends, and then turn it 90 degrees and then push and feel how easy it bends. So in this case, all right, I can go all the way like this, and in this one, it's more like this. What that means is that the grain runs in this direction. So when it resists you, you're trying to push against the grain. And when it's easy, that means the grain is running with it, okay? So when you score, put it with the grain, All right, so this is a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. And I'm going to score it at 1 inch and 1.5 inches. Okay. And then I'm going to get a trimmer. And I'm going to cut it to 11.5. All right. 11.5, because I know that my page is 10, my gutter's a half, and this strip is 1. So it's 10 plus a half, 10.5 plus 1, 11.5. So put it at 11.5 and then cut. And then cut it into a 5-inch strip. Okay. and then cut it into a 5-inch strip. And now you have 2 pages with their structure hinge attached. So when you go to score and you score it like this and like this, and you do this one too, this is just a visual. I'm going to score it with a bone folder later, but I'm just giving you an idea of what we're doing. And you stick them together like so, and then instead of having the fins, you have the page already there. Okay? So that's all. It's very simple. And you can do it with any book where your page plus your gutter plus 1 inch is less than 12 inches. If you're doing a book that's like 11 inches, the pages are 11 inches, you can't do it because then you would go over. But, you know, as long as your book is not pushing the boundaries, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. All right, let me know if is that clear, guys? Let me know if that's clear, please. All right, so we need a total of 6 of these because we need 1 for each page. And I can get 2 per sheet, so I just need to do 2 more sheets. And then I'm going to take that 2-inch scrap from earlier, and I'm going to cheat just a little bit, and I'm going to score it down the center. Well, not down the center. I'm going to score it at 3/4 of an inch and 1 1/4 inch. So it's not going to be a full inch on either side, but I'd rather use a scrap and have the pieces not be quite as long as I want than cut into a whole new piece of paper just for a 2.5 inch piece. Does that make sense? So I'm going to use a scrap. I'm going to use a scrap. All right. Okay, so I'm going to quickly cut these in the big cutter. And then we're going to assemble the spine fast like bunnies. Or not the, well, yeah, the spine. The spine plus the pages. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do some giveaways. This cardstock is Color Mates Smooth and Silky in military green. And we are doing it in this colored base just for something different. I'm trying to get away from always doing just black and craft. All right, and that's everything we need. That's it. Okay, so once you've got all 6 of your pieces, plus this guy, get your bone folder and fold along all the score lines and burnish. Happy National Scrapbook Day to everyone coming in. It's the most important holiday of the year, as I said earlier. And also, may the 4th be with you. Thank you all for joining us. We are running a sale on anything you can get into your cart. So all past tutorials, workshops, this Album Basics guide that I'm working from, tape if you need tape. Our 2 packs of tape will be 40% off. That's almost a free roll. You can use the code 40 NSD 2019. Mr. Lifeguard will post the links as well as we go. All right. One of these is longer. Oh, I think I cut these for too short, didn't I? Because I cut these guys to 10 instead of 11.5. Ugh. Yep, that happened. All right. Well, freaking pass, Kathryn. Strikes again. I'm going to keep these. We might be able to use them. There's a lot of things that are 5 by 10 in the book. Past Kathryn is the worst. She's such a saboteur. She's always sabotaging me. All right, I cut the paper first, so she can't get me this time. She can't get me. This looks gray to you guys? It looks green on my monitor. So it's a grayish green. There's definitely gray in it, but it's not charcoal. Not even close. I'll show you charcoal from this same company. We're going to be using the charcoal in the album. My mat's charcoal, by the way. And this is charcoal. This right here is charcoal. So this is charcoal. My mat's a dark gray, and then that's green. That's cream. This is military green. Color made smooth and silky in military green. All right. Almost done, guys. Past Kathryn. She's always trying to start stuff. Hopefully we'll be able to use those pieces. If not, it doesn't matter. I ordered more of this cardstock. Just in case she got frisky. It's definitely green, guys. It's a military green, so it's a drab green. This color is sometimes known as olive drab. It's not a bright green. It looks beautiful with the paper. We definitely, last week we took several sheets of paper, cardstock from this line because I have a swatch book from this line. And tried them all. And this is the one that was the favorite, the crowd favorite. So, all right, so on these, I'm going to put tape right next to the score line. I make sure I'm not touching the score line, just right next to it. All right, so I did one line of 1/2" tape next to the score line, and now I'm gonna do one line of 1/2" tape next to the edge. We do too, Gloria. We were so excited when our store finally got them. It was a technology they were missing for a long time, and anytime they contacted us and asked us what would make the store better, we told them instant downloads. Instant downloads, instant downloads, instant downloads. That's what we said every time. And it's so funny because they got to know us so well over the years. I remember one time when they called us and they said, besides instant downloads, and we were like, that's all we want. I was like, that's all we want, you jerks. So... Now this one gets tape on both sides. No, just one side. Wait. No, it gets tape on two sides. This one gets, the last one gets tape on two sides. All of your pieces, and if you do them just as little, if you do them all like this and you don't add your page, all of your pieces get tape on one side except for the last one, which gets tape on two sides. Okay, here we go. That's it. All the tape is done. So burnish your tape really well with your bone folder. I'm using Miracle Tape today. Miracle Tape is what's known as a pressure sensitive tape. And tapes in this category of tape, the more pressure you put on them, the stronger they are. Other tapes that are pressure sensitive are Score Tape and ATG. So you always want to make sure to burnish these really well. It sticks, better, and it the Where's my brain? It sticks better, and the tape backing comes off easier. Okay, so you're going to stick these together in pairs, and when you stick them together, you stick them up score line to score line. On one of them, you fold it so your page is on one side and your gutter and your flap are on the other. The other, you fold it so the gutter and the page are on one side and just the flap with the tape is on the other. And then you lay them on top of each other just like this. And you make a little stack. Sticky stack. Then open it so you can see this and burnish. And then you'll have something that looks like this. Okay, so you'll have one flap and a V. All right. Get two more. And repeat it. Open it up and burnish. You have a flap and a V. That's what you want, a flap and a V. Go ahead and set that aside. Get the last two. Repeat. Press it down, open it up, burnish the joint, V with the flap, doing it, we're doing it. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start linking them together. And the way we do that is we're gonna take this flap and attach it to this page so they become like so. All right, and you see how now we start to make a book with its pages fanning out. And just think how quickly this is coming together, even though I had announcements at the beginning and I had to recut all my pages because past Kathryn is a jerk who likes to screw me. All right. So now it's starting to look like this. See how nice and tidy it is? Line them up, score line to score line. Burnish. And it's, look at that. You've got a book with 6 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-page book. And then here's your spine right here. And it's a flexible spine. So the only thing we're missing at this point is we need a way to attach it. Here's how it gets attached to the front cover. Now we need a way to attach it to the back cover. And this is how we're going to do it with this guy. So we just take the tape off one side and we're going to stick it right there. And you can do it this way as long as your page. All right, that's it. It's done. It's done. This works really well. There's a question of is this stable, last a long time? Yes. one of the main reasons why this is a good binding system is because let me grab the other one that already has this cover on it. Okay. So there's a couple benefits to this binding style. First is, you see how flexible it is? All right, because this is attached to the front and back cover, but it's free here. So it doesn't get as much pressure put on it because it's free to move the way it needs to move. Okay, so it can always bend the way it kind of needs to bend. So that's one thing. And then the other benefit of that freedom is that the book always, always, always lays flat. Always. From day 1 to day 365, the book will lay flat. And this is the binding system that I've used since, what do you guys think? I mean, technically the first time I ever used it was on that paper bag album, technically. But I really codified it with the 3 books in a box. I mean, I'm talking like 7 years or more, probably, that this is what I've been doing pretty much. If we go back to the books in the box, it's 7 years. If we go back to the first time I used it on a paper bag album, it's like 10 years. But either way, it's a lot of time. It's a long time. So this is what I do. And then you have the option, okay, of you can do an external spine like this one has. See, this one has an external spine where it's got a nice piece of craft text wrapped around the outside to cover the structural spine. So that's what we're going to move on to next as soon as I do a few giveaways, is all my albums have 2 spines. They have a structural spine, this one, which is not super attractive. If you look at it, it's not very cute. It's not ugly, but it's not very cute, okay? So we always cover them with a decorative spine. This book's decorative spine is craft text. But you can do a decorative spine with pattern paper as well. All right. And then and it can be an internal spine. So you see the difference? This one, the spine is wrapped around the outside. This one, the spine is hidden on the inside. This is pattern paper, and what this one's made out of is a sandwich of pattern paper, Tyvek pattern paper. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make a pattern paper Tyvek sandwich, and that's going to be our spine. And so the reason why I want you to make your spines out of durable materials on these books, guys, I got to tell you, the way people will take them off a shelf is like this. They'll hook their finger and they'll drag. So that's how the people who look through your books are going to pull these on and off shelves, because that's how people pull hardback books on and off shelves. And these are basically hardback books. The only difference between this and a hardback book, really and truly, when you get down to it, is in a hardback book, these pages are sewn and glued together, and ours are just glued together. We don't sew. So hardback book has sewing and gluing, and we only have glue. But other than that, it's the same technology that's been used for books for like 500 years, just minus the stitching. So, yeah. And so, you know, that's how they'll pull on these. That's how they'll pull on these. So you want to make sure you have something for your spine that doesn't tear. But you can have your beautiful pattern paper. Okay, they don't all have to be made with craft text. Some of them, I like the way craft text looks. This is a masculine album. That's why we went with the craft text. And the cool thing with the craft text is you can put a row of brads through it, and that gives it even more oomph. Okay, so this is the type we're going to do today, though. This is the type we're going to do today. All right, should we do a giveaway? Should we do a giveaway, guys? Do you want prizes? Is that what you want? Do you want prizes in your lives? Do you want prizes in your lives? What have I got to give away? Oh, here's something. This will be good. This will be good. All right, I'm going to give away 2 things. All right, so the first thing I'm going to give away is going to be this cutting pack, let's call it. In it, you get the perfect trim tool, you get the 3.5-inch Creative Grids ruler, and the 6.5-inch Creative Grids ruler. So you're getting we still have the 6.5 inch Creative Grids ruler in the store. I told you we're not going to carry the 3.5 inch anymore because I think the 6.5 inch is the most useful. So when this 3.5 inch went out of stock, we decided we're not bringing it back. But we still have the 6.5 inch if you guys want to pick it up for 40% off. And we have Perfect Trim Tools if you want to pick those up for 40% off. So this we don't have, but we have this guy and this guy. You can get them 40% off today if you don't win this. With code 40NSD2019, 40 NSD 2019, 40 November Sierra Delta 2019. What am I looking for? I'm looking for my list, like in my drawers, like as if somehow I put like the list in my drawers. You guys, can you make the pages wider than 5 inches? Absolutely. They could be 12 inches wide if you wanted to. They go all the way down. That's what the other one is. You know, you're only limited by a 12 by 12 piece of paper. That's all. That's your only limitation. And if you want it to be bigger than 12, you just make it the way it says in the Album Basics guide, where you get a fin instead of a page. I'm showing you a twist on what's in the guide. What's in the guide is it explains how to make fins, so you can make them any length and then attach any kind of page. This one, I'm explaining that last bullet point in the Album Basics guide that says, you know, if your page is of a width where that width plus your gutter plus 1 inch is still less than 12 inches, then this is a way you can do it all in one piece. Okay. So it's on my phone. Mr. Lifeguard emailed me because he's like on it, you know. Alrighty. Okay. So this one is going to Scotland. So this one's going way across the sea to Eileen Hoare. I'm going to write it down. Oh, you won! Yay! Okay, so your secret word is Foxy. That's going to be your secret word. Foxy. Because the Creative Grids mascot is a fox. It's a little fox. So what you do is you email your shipping address and the word Foxy to info@kathrynscraps.com. Info@kathrynscraps.com. Mr. Lifeguard is going to post it in the chat. But you email this word, Foxy, plus your shipping address to info@kathrynscraps.com, and Mr. Lifeguard will ship it out to you. You have until Friday to do it. And then after Friday, it goes back in the prize pool. I have 3 prizes from Scrappy Bowl, including, can you believe someone who won a D-Stash box did not take it? Did not claim it. So I have another D-Stash box to give away today. Another mystery box from when I cleaned my craft room. Yes, so I'm giving away at the end. I'm giving away a D-Stash box. So so that's coming. That's happening. All right, I gotta keep a list of who wins what, so I can send it to Mr. Lifeguard in case these Post-its get separated. So yeah, D-Stash box is coming. That's coming later today. All right, let me give away something else. I've got a couple big things, actually. Let me go find another thing to give away. Ooh, I'll give away ink. These are some of the Prima inks for inking your edges in the regular and in the chalk. All right. So this goes to Kathy Long. Kathy Long. And let's see, what should your secret word be? Chalk. We'll make the secret word for this chalk. C-H-A-L-K, and I'll write it down. Congratulations, Kathy. All right, Kathy. Kathy Long. Chalky. There you go. Kathy Long. Chalky. Congratulations, Kathy. You won some Prima inks. These are Prima metallic chalk edgers and resist chalk edgers. By Prima Marketing. So metallic inks. All right. So I gave away 2 prizes. How am I going to keep myself organized? Oh, I got it. Okay. I've got it. I was going to say I already lost one of the bags I gave away, so that's cool. Cool. I found it though. Eileen's like, now she lost my bag. Ah. Okay. Let's keep moving with the book. All right, now I'm a little more organized prize-wise. Okay. Okie dokie. So now what we need to do, according to the manual, we're back to the manual. We're now on, we're still on page 4. We've got to cut out the chipboard and pattern paper for the album cover. Okay, guys, I'm going to skip to the decorative spine, which is page 5, if you're following along. I'm going to do it first just because I want to give our Craftex, or not our Craftex, our Tyvek sandwich a little bit of time to dry. So on page 5, which is how to make a decorative spine, it explains how to calculate how big your decorative spine needs to be based on how big your structural spine is. So the decorative spine and the structural spine are completely dependent on each other. And there's a little formula you use to figure out. If my structural spine is this, then my decorative spine is this. So I'm going to cut my decorative spine to the right size. So what we have to do is we have to pick our papers. So we need to pick what pattern paper we want to use for the outside cover, what pattern paper we want to use for the inside cover, and what pattern paper we want to use for the decorative spine. So we've got to pick at least 3 patterns of paper. So let's look at what we've got. I'm gonna flip through and see pretty quickly and see if anything just like leaps out and says, make me, for the front cover. I might use this for a liner. Okay, so this one would be an example of something that I am kind of getting a make me vibe from. So I'm gonna set that to the side. I have 2 packs. Do we like this one? We'd see it from like here up. We'd see it from like here up. And about like, you know, because it's going to come up an inch. We're going to lose an inch of it. So let me see what that would look like. So we would still have some of the black. If we come up an inch, we'll still have some of the black and some of the pink. So we could also use this one. So I'm going to go ahead. So yeah, I have 2 packs. I don't know if I'm going to use 2 packs. I don't know. You guys know, though, that I use a ton of paper. My nickname in Germany is Paper Massacre. So, or whatever the German for that is. I don't know. And then again, I kind of like this because there's like a more serene vibe to it. And we talked about doing maybe a more serene type album. Ugh, this is also so cute. Let me come in an inch and see if we would lose the nest. Yeah, we would lose almost all of these flowers, so this one isn't good for wrapping. Same with this one, we would lose all of those flowers. Now this would be cool if we took it from the top, because we're going to come down to about here to do our wrap. So this one could be cool as well for something different. I'm going to set it aside. And once I know what we're doing for the cover, this one's not right for the cover because we'll lose this lace. So we're going to lose, I mean, it's okay, but we'll lose the framing. So I wouldn't want to lose the lace. The lace is pretty. So we use it somewhere where the lace is not a problem. This is really, really intense for a cover. I mean, I thought about it for a second there because our cover is long, you know, so these stripes are kind of working for me, you know, and we could do this one on one side and this one on the other. So like the front cover could have the corner in the top. The guide is, so I didn't do a step-by-step written tutorial for this book. What I did is I did video tutorial for everything, and I wrote out a guide on how to plan your book and all the measurements for everything. But it's not like picture writing, picture writing, picture writing. So it's cheaper. So it's a new thing we're trying. Hi, Raven. It's a new thing we're trying where you're getting all the videos that you would have got. It's all the videos you would get in a normal tutorial, plus a section on how to plan, plus the measurements for each of the pages, plus measurements for each of the envelopes. So all of the elements. But it's not like, here's a picture of what Kathryn did and then here's a sentence describing what Kathryn did. That part is not there. So it's, so where we are with price, the price of this, a normal tutorial is 150% of the price of this. Okay, so it's significantly cheaper than a step-by-step tutorial. You get all the videos you would normally get. You get all the measurements are written out for you so you don't have to take notes. Also into the folder, any live classes that relate to it in terms of decorating or construction or anything like that, like today's class will go into that folder as well as into the archives. So that's what you get, all of that for $9.95. And then of course we have a 40% off coupon today. So I think it's like $6. $6. So we're trying it. We're going to see how people like it, because over the years people have told me that they use the videos the most and they mostly use the manual for the measurements. So we're going to try and reduce the cost by cutting out the step-by-step portion of that. So we'll see. We'll see how people like it. But that's what it is. So that's what you're getting. So I'm hoping that if people like this, we'll just do them all like this going forward, and the price for everything will go down and they'll be able to come out more quickly and be easier for me to do. So that's what I'm hoping. But it all is going to depend on what you guys like. So if you guys like it and it works for you, please give us that feedback and let us know. And if there's something about it that doesn't work for you, let us know that too. Because this is the first one like this I've ever done. So it's like my first tutorial. It's like writing a tutorial for the first time. Like it was a whole different mindset for me. A whole different way of recording, a whole different way of thinking of the book. To think of the book as puzzle pieces instead of as a puzzle, instead of as an image. So normally when I make a book, I just do whatever I want, and then I tell you what I did. I explain what I did. With this, the idea was, I want you to make the book that you want. Here's all the tools I think you need. You just check out with PayPal. You don't have to create an account on the website. And then the instant download for tutorials is a PDF explaining how to add the folder to your box. That is an instant download after you check out. Okay, so here's what I just almost threw the paper all over the floor. So that's cool. We're off to a good start. Okay, so this one might be better for the spine. Yes, I agree. Depending on what we choose. So these are the two that are kind of more serene and less energetic. So if we were to go in a more serene direction and a less energetic direction. So let's do a quick vote. Of these two, if you like this one better, type a 1 in the chat. And if you like this one better, type a 2 in the chat. So this is 1, this is 2. So we'll pick your favorite of the Serenity options, and then we'll have you guys pick your favorite of the energy options, and then we'll pick whether we want to do Serenity or energy. So I said I'd let you guys choose. So there you go. If you want to do this one, type a 1 in the chat. And if you want to do this one, type a 2 in the chat. Oh, wow. So this is way more popular. This is way... No love for you. I am so sorry. My friend, my dude. You're out. You're kicked to the curb. All right. So my apologies. Okay. So these are the two energetic ones. All right. These are the two energetic ones. So if you like this one better of these two, type a 3 in the chat. And if you like this one better of these two, type a 4 in the chat. So this is 3 and this is 4. And then we'll put Serenity and Energy head to head. I agree, Eileen. I think 1 is beautiful and we can use it. But maybe this is not where we use it. Hi, Kathleen. Okay, so in this one, it's not as strongly weighted one or the other, but 3 has definitely got the edge. This one has definitely got the edge. So sorry, buddy. Sorry. Off you go. Okay. So now it's the final showdown. This is the energizing page, and this is the serene page, serenity inducing page. So if you want to go for Serenity, type a 5 in the chat, or this is energy. If you want to go with energy, type a 5 in the chat. And if you want to go with Serenity, type a 6. So this is 5 and this is 6. 5, 6. Hello, Annette. How are you? Hello, Kathleen. How are you? I just heard intern Liz shout 5 from downstairs. So she feels very strongly about this. 5 is winning in the chat. So that's this one. So this is the front cover. All right. So now that we have this front cover chosen, we go look through the paper again, and we keep, yeah, she's literally screaming 5 at the top of her lungs so I can hear her up the stairs. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pick the spine and the inside pages. So now that I have, let me try and move it over a little bit. So now that I have this, don't listen to Liz. She's not even looking. She's just shouting numbers without looking. Oh, tell Liz to visit us. Oh, now she just got herself in trouble. Okay. Now she's got to pay a visit. All right, so we're going to think about what we want to go as the inside front cover liner and as the spine. Now this could be an interesting spine. It might be a little too intense. I'm going to set it, well, you know what? I'm going to go not with it because the front is so pretty. So this could be cool as a spine. The floral does work actually, so maybe. No. This could work as a liner though. I kind of like this as a liner. And then I had said maybe this for the liner. What do you guys think? It's a little busy actually. So I'm going to say no to it. I'm going to say no. And of course this is also something that would work as a liner. It's just, I think we can be a little more interesting than this. We don't need to go totally neutral. You know, I might do the crowns instead of the butterflies. I think I like those better. Let's keep swimming. No. Ooh. That's cute. I'll pull this one out too. Am I going to put something on the inside front cover that would cover some of the paper? I'm thinking about it because there's like a file folder die cut in the cut apart sheets. So I was thinking about doing that. I don't want to spend 5 million years on this. You know, I mean, it's important. I don't want to, you know, pretend like it's not important, but okay. All right, so here are my thoughts. So we've got this. This is the front cover, back cover. What did I pull? All right, so I think this could work very well for the spine, actually. It's so soft. See these two together and it's soft. This is a similar color to that military green in that it's very draining to the rest of the paper and it pulls the energy out of it and makes it more serene. So you can see that it kind of gives it, like if I take this up, you know, see how this one, it's just by itself on my dark background and it has a lot more energy. And then when I put this down, it kind of softens it a little bit. So that's, I'm thinking for the spine. And I'm thinking maybe the crowns for the inside front cover, or these butterflies, or this damask. This is way too much. This one is getting used elsewhere in the book. It's just way too much. Or we could do those tiny baby butterflies. All right, so we're definitely doing this. These three are definitely happening. All right, so we need, oh, sorry, I leaned the paper up against my chest if there was any scratchy noises for a second there. I have to get myself out of the habit of doing that because my microphone's on my chest. I love this polka dot. It's definitely happening. It's definitely the spine. The question is, what's the liner? What's the inside liner? And I'm thinking those tiny butterflies, if I can ever find them again. Where are you, tiny butterflies? Oh, here they are. Here they are. I'm going to go with the little tiny butterflies. Okay. Or actually, this is the back of the tiny butterflies. I think we're going to use this. Okay. All right, just changed my mind again. I changed my mind so many times. All right. We're going to use either the butterflies or the splatters. Who knows? I like the butterflies. I'm not going to lie. Okay. So the first thing I need to do is I need to do the decorative spine, which is on page 5. And the reason I'm doing the decorative spine first is because it's going to use wet glue, and I want the wet glue to have plenty of time to dry. So I just need to figure out my measurement. Okay. All right, so this is my 2 spine pieces for the sandwich. So now I just need a piece of Tyvek and bacon press. Okay. Now we need to pick an ink, and I think peeled paint might be the ink to use. What do you guys think? Because we have this green base. Gosh, I haven't used peeled paint to ink edges in a long time. One sheet will work for the liner, yes. So let's see. I also think crushed olive might be an option. So I'm going to try them both on this guy. What's a vote? Oh, page 5 is in the what's it called? What is this called? The Half the Fun Album Basics Guide, Annette. Mr. Lifeguard will post a link for you. Okay, so this is crushed olive, and it's a little yellow, and that makes sense because olive is technically actually yellow, not green. It's made from a yellow base and not a green base. Olive is. Yeah, peeled paint is the way to go. Peeled paint is the way to go. All right. So peeled paint will be our ink for the entire book. So I'm just going to use one ink color the whole book to make my life easier. And there is a coupon code too. Yes. Yes. Coupon code. So I'm going to ink the top and bottom of the spine, the decorative spine. You only need to do the top and bottom because that's the only part that shows. Yep, we have a coupon code today, 40 NSD 2019. Good for anything in the shop that you want to pick up. We recommend that you stock up on tape. We have 2 packs of tape. You can get it for 40% off. It's just about a free tape, just about. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Scotch Quick Dry on the back of this. Code is good through the end of the week, through Friday. Code is good through Friday. Okay, so then I'm going to flip this over so I can really, really press on it without having to worry about getting ink on my hands or getting glue on my hands. And I am really burnishing it because with liquid glue, you know, I want to make sure that the glue spreads out in a thin sheet underneath the Tyvek, okay? So this is what I do next. So I slide it over here out of my way and I put bacon presses on top of it to hold it flat while it finishes drying. I very much recommend you use wet glue because wet glue will be it'll spread out better. It'll laminate them better to use wet glue. This is Tyvek. That's what this white piece of paper is. It's a sheet of Tyvek. I have used tape on the Tyvek before, and I don't think it works as well. Because Tyvek is kind of a slick surface, so I think glue works a lot better with Tyvek. Okay, so while that's going, I'm going to cut the other pieces I need for my cover. And then after they're cut, I'm going to do the other side of the Tyvek and then put it back under, and then I'll wrap the chipboard. So I'm thinking we use the bottom half of this instead of the top half. So I'm going to cut from the bottom. And then so the measurements for the cover, the album cover for the landscape style, which is what we're doing, are at the bottom of page 4. So if you're looking for your measurements for those, then for these pieces, they're on page 4. So these pieces are on page 5. These pieces are on page 4. The only reason I did these first, I did them out of order, is so that the glue has more time to dry. The longer the glue has to dry, the better it works. You can get both of your liners out of one sheet, but you need 2 sheets for your cover. And of course, if you prefer a craft text spine, you can definitely do a craft text spine, guys. You can definitely do a craft text spine. And you can do an external spine. The construction's basically the same. What are these bacon presses used for aside from pressing bacon? I use them to hold stuff down for me, so I don't have to hold stuff. So anything that like you have to like hold the glue down while it dries, I just put the bacon press on top of it. And then I have my hands back so I can keep moving. I don't have to hold it myself. And you don't have to use bacon presses like people are saying. You can use bricks. Because they're iron, they're dense, so they work really well. Doorstop. Okay. All right, so I've got my pieces cut. And when I kind of look, what do you think? I kind of like the little butterfly guys better, but we'll see. We'll see once they're wrapped. Okay. So now that those pieces are all cut, I'm going to pull this out from underneath the bacon press. All right. Yeah, you can use a dictionary. There's all kinds of stuff you can use. So now I'm just going to cut the Tyvek off. Okie dokie. Ah! Oh my gosh. Let me just attack myself. I love this rotary trimmer. This is an Olfa. It's by Olfa. And it's got a lock on it so that the blade cannot come out. And then you push that in and you squeeze it when you use it. And then when you're done, you push the blade back in with your other finger. So... and it's great. It's great. This works great, and you can get it at Joann's, so you can use a coupon on it because I think it's like $40 or something crazy. But you can get it at you can get it at Joann's, so you can use your coupon on it. That's what I recommend. All right, and so now what we're going to do is we're just going to glue these like so. So then the Tyvek disappears like it never was. Like it never was. So we just have pretty pattern paper. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Tammy. Now this, I always make sure one of my hands is applying pressure and that the other, while the other hand is rubbing. So there's always something keeping the papers in position. Okay, so now you see I have my beautiful Tyvek sandwich that just looks like a double-sided piece of paper. All right, so I'm just gonna stick it back over here and then bloop, bloop. And that's gonna dry under there while I wrap my covers. Okay. So when you're doing your covers, oh man, ugh, I picked a black. Why? Past Kathryn! Curse you! Okay. It's just hard to see pen on black cardstock. I'm gonna use white gel pen. It's just really messy. So you're gonna draw guidelines for centering your piece. So that when you wrap your chipboard, you're putting it down in the center. Okay, so the glue holder, it's the 45 millimeter, Mr. Lifeguard, 45 millimeter. Let me see if it's like made by Mario or something. Where do I have the name of the glue holder? It's an Etsy, it's a local, it's like an independent guy. He makes on Etsy. Oh, shoot. I'm giving a couple away today too, actually. Let me think. Let's hope it's made by Mario. I'll try and figure it out. I wanna tell you. Oh, here it is. Marco. I was so close. It's Make It by Marco on Etsy. All right, made and sold by Make It by Marco on Etsy, and they come in a million colors, and they hold the art glitter glue too. So I know you guys like see here, he's even the big bottle of art glitter glue. All right, so Make It by Marco, M-A-R-K-O on Etsy. Make It by Marco. His glue holders, and they're $5. Okay. Ooh, Amazon has a cutter for cheaper. If your paper trimmer cuts crooked and makes you sad, you should get a Rototrim M12. You need a different size one because, oh, so yours doesn't hold. Oh, okay. So if you're in Canada, Clipper Street sells them. So you can order from Clipper Street. But June Marie is saying that when you put the special cap on the special cap on the art glitter glue, it doesn't hold it anymore. Maybe is it too long, June Marie? The fine tip, is it too long? Is that the problem? Okay, so I'm putting tape all around my cover here. And then I'm gonna burnish really well with my bone folder. And the bone folder that I use is the T-rib. This is my favorite, is the T-rib. Okay, so it bobs around because it's too long. That sucks. Because I'm slowly using up the last of my Scotch Quick Dry from before it got weird. And so I don't know what I got the art glitter glue to use. Oh, I never cut my chipboard, guys. It's like I don't know what I think I'm going to wrap. I never cut any chipboard. Past Kathryn, why didn't you cut chipboard, Past Kathryn? All right, so I'm just cutting my chipboard. And again, all the measurements for this are in the landscape section on page 4. So all of the cover pieces and the structural spine are all on page 4, and the decorative spine is on page 5. All right. Okay, so you see this corner I have with my 2 lines? I just put my chipboard right there. And then I know it's centered on my page. Easy peasy weasy. Okay, so rotary trimmer comes back out. Perfect trim tool now on the 0.0625 side. So you just line the corner of the 0.0625 side up with the corner of your chipboard. Push it down with 2 fingers and rotary trimmer it off. And then you can just go whisk, whisk, whisk all the way around. Whisk, whisk, whisk. And then that's it. Done. Okay, so now let me tell you, let me get my other bone folder, which is like crawled into a corner. Okay, here it is. All right, so with my other bone folder, I'm going to go and I'm going to push, I'm pushing down with my hand and I'm lifting up underneath with my bone folder. Okay, so I'm just trying to kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing is I'm going to use this to make sure that the paper is really stuck to the top of the chipboard, or the edge of the chipboard. And then I go back and I make it stand straight up. And then I come back and I make it start to roll over. All right, so it's 3 passes. Yes, all classes are on YouTube now on Thursdays. Push it down. Burnish to make sure everything's stuck. And then we're going to do the twist. So you got to tuck this in. Tuck this in. So it's 3 passes that I make every time. Press, flip, burnish. Do the twist, tuck it in, pass, 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 roll, flip, burnish, tuck, pass, 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 roll, press, burnish, done. Perfect corners, no chipboard showing. That little tuck is critical. That little tuck is critical because that's what gives you this perfectly paper wrapped. That little tiny piece of paper gives you this perfect wrap. And that's it. We've got the front cover of our book. Got the front cover of our book. So yeah, I am live on YouTube on Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern USA time and 9 p.m. Eastern USA time. And 2 p.m. Eastern USA time is an hour and 42 minutes ago. So whatever time it is where you are now, an hour and 42 minutes ago was 2 p.m. So that'll help you figure it out. All right. That's it. So that's it. That's easy. That's how we make our front cover. So now we're going to do the other one. So I got to get my pattern paper, which I have hidden from myself. Okay, here it is. So once again, I'm going to line it up so I can center it. I'm using a white gel pen so you guys can see. This video will be added to the Half the Fun folder. Absolutely. Absolutely. As well as anything related to the Shop Your Stash workshop, because the Shop Your Stash workshop is doing the portrait version of this book. So you're going to get a portrait version decorated and a landscape version decorated. You're going to get one of each from live classes. We're going to alternate back and forth. Okay, so we're going to, what we're going to do is we're going to get this one caught up to the boy one. And then once it's caught up, we'll do one and then the other and then one and then the other and then one and then the other. And we'll go back and forth. So you can see, okay, this is what portrait looks like. This is what landscape looks like. This is what portrait looks like. This is what landscape looks like. So you'll have 2 fully decorated albums by the end in the Album Basics guide folder. And this is the Half the Fun Album Basics guide. Normally $9.95, but it's 40% off today, so it's less than $6. You get the live classroom recordings from going all the way back to the Shop Your Stash workshop, including those, anything related to the portrait version, which is the boy version, plus anything going forward related to this version or the boy version. So you'll get all of those recordings in the folder. And it's just a normal project folder you can add to your box account. It's not like the classroom archives or the YouTube archives where you know, you get a monthly password and whatever. So, yeah. Yeah. I am using the 2-inch Miracle Tape. And the white line is half of whatever the excess is. So, for example, if your book cover was 6 by 6 and you cut your paper 8 by 8, the lines would be 1 inch and 1 inch. Because 8 minus 2 is 2, and then you divide that in half. So that's how you calculate it. So it depends on how big you do your wrap. So if you do your wrap only 1 inch bigger, so it's a 1/2 inch all the way around, then that's that. So you gotta kind of figure it out based on what you did with your project. All right, let's wrap it. And then after we wrap this, we'll have everything we need to construct the book. So we'll do a giveaway, and then we'll put the cover together. So we'll give another couple things away, and then we'll put the cover together. We're getting a lot done. I feel like we're getting a lot done. We're going to have the whole thing done today. I can feel it. And of course, now that I just said that, yeah, 8 minus 2 equals 2. Past Kathryn strikes again. Past Kathryn strikes again. Well, we always knew Past Kathryn was super bad at math. What Past Kathryn meant to say was 8 minus 6, of course. But she's a dummy, and I'm always having to cover for her mistakes. So I just jinxed myself. I know, I shouldn't have said it. Now my craft desk is going to spontaneously combust or something. I'm just gonna be sitting here drinking tea or something, and it's just gonna literally start bursting into flames. Well, it'll be like the Unsolved Mysteries guy is gonna have to come and save me. I messed something up here. I did not do this right. It doesn't matter because it's gonna get covered, but I didn't math this. These don't meet. Oops. Oops. Let's not worry about it. We'll just pretend it never happened, guys. It never happened. Okay, so we've got these, and these. So we've got all of our pieces here. So now let's just check on our spine. No, we're gonna leave our spine alone, and I'm gonna take a sip of tea, and then I'm gonna give some stuff away. I'm gonna give some stuff away. All right, let's do a giveaway. All right, let me, sorry, I'm getting, okay. I have more prizes than people, so I'm combining some of them. Okay. All right, so let's do a round of Christmas. Let's do a round of Christmas. I have 2 Christmas related giveaways. Okay. One is I found this kit. This is actually a kit I sold like, I don't know, years ago for making like a house, like a Christmas house, and it held these Christmas albums inside of it. So we'll send you the tutorial too if you win it, but otherwise it's just a really, really good, it's just a really good Christmas kit with, let's call it vintage paper, because I think it hasn't been sold in a number of years. So let's see who's winning the Christmas house kit. Da 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 da. Okay, so the Christmas house kit is going to Maggie Layton. Maggie Layton. Maggie Layton. Maggie Layton. Yeah, so you have, it takes a long time to make the Christmas house. So if you start now, if you start now, you'll be ready. Secret word will be Advent, because it's an Advent house. Secret word will be Advent. Okie dokie. So let me mark down who Maggie Layton. Advent. Christmas kit. Okay. Okay, Maggie Layton, your secret word is Advent. Email your secret word to info@kathrynscraps.com, and Mr. Lifeguard will send you this kit. These dies are Simply Refined by Scrapbooking Made Simple. Yes. Look how pretty this is. Look at all the different ways you can do it. Isn't it pretty? Okay, so we're doing those dies and then these Stampendous stencils. And also 2 sets of stamps, including 1 Hero Art stamp that I almost kept. So he's called Mr. Lifeguard because way back when I started my channel, I lived in Miami and everything had a beach theme. And we've abandoned pretty much everything of the beach theme except for him being called Mr. Lifeguard, because he got that name because he was always saving us from our technology problems. He was always saving them. Yes, someone gave them to me. Are they hard to get? Are they hard to get or something? Someone gave them to me. Alice, it was Alice who she gave, well, Alice didn't, she gave them to me to give away. But yeah, it is because he's always there to save us when we need a hand. Okay, so this next one is going to Canada. This one's leaving the country. It's going to Kay Hendricks. Kay Hendricks. And we'll say that the secret word is Merry, as in Merry Christmas. The secret word is Merry. Okay, so do not ever buy from her online because her shipping is horrible and she doesn't restock them. Okay, wow. All right then. Okay, guys. Well, don't buy that die that I just showed you. Yeah, do not buy that die that I just showed you, because apparently it'll ruin your life and make you sad. Okay, so let me update it in my list here. So Kay, email the word Mary and your shipping address to info@kathrynscraps.com. info@kathrynscraps.com. And she's getting one of the holders too, though, one of the glue holders. Christmas stamps, let's call it Christmas stamps. Well, I didn't know that I was gonna give away something so controversial. Oopsie doodle. Oh, some people, okay, so Kathleen says she's bought them and had no problems. Okay, so it sounds like it's hit or miss, guys. Sounds like it might be hit or miss. Okay. All right. So Kay, you get these. Kay's going to get hers. Kay's going to get hers because I have them, but I don't know about the other ones. All right. All right. I have at least one more prize to give away today, or at least one more round. So, all righty. Okay. Now what I like to do is I like to kind of feel it. And by the way, if my finger looks gross, because Kitty bit me and it's infected, so I'm going to have to go figure out what's going on with that. She didn't bite me. She like chewed on me and scratched me with her tooth, and now it's all itchy or something. Kitty's trying to kill me. Okay, so when you buy during sales, it's more hit than miss, it sounds like. But maybe if you just buy full price, it's not. All right, so now I'm going to release these. Okay, so we're going to mark our mark for our cover. All right, pick the side you want to go on the outside. And you mark on the outside if you're doing an internal spine. If you're doing an external spine, you mark on the inside, okay? So if you're doing an external spine, which we are, you mark on the outside very lightly with a pencil. Very lightly with a pencil. Very lightly with a pencil. Just enough that you can see it because it's not erasable. You cannot get rid of it. It will be there forever. It really wouldn't be the first kitty that tried to do that, June Marie. And she caused me so many problems when, oh no, I have to go to the doctor. She, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, Kitty, when I was trying to do the Album Basics guide, Kitty was like determined that that guide was not going to happen. So there were so many times when I would start a video and Kitty would just jump up on the desk and sit down on all the pieces and parts. And I was just like, really, Kitty? All right. So now I'm gonna ink the edges, or no, I'm not gonna ink the edges. I'm gonna burnish really well with a bone folder and peel off just one side. Kitty does love you guys. She does. And then this is the front cover. So I'm just gonna press it down, line it up and press it down, and then burnish really well. Exactly. She does not want paper playing to happen when Kitty could be getting pets. Okay. All right. So this is how it's going to look. The other cover is going to be right here. And this is beautiful. I really like that. We made the right choice here, guys. You guys are so smart. I'm going to turn this upside down and I'm going to butt it up against my ruler so that when I put the other one down, I butt it up against the ruler, and that's how I know the covers are level with each other. All right. Then flip it over and then burnish, 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 burnish. Okay, now the way I've designed the decorative spine is so that you line up the edges of the structural spine with it, right? However, one of my structural spine pieces is 1/4 of an inch shorter than it should be or would normally be. So I need to mark in 1/4 of an inch. But what I am saying to you is do not do this on yours unless you also made yours short, okay? This is not normal. You don't have to do this on every album, okay? So I'm going to take my side that's shorter, which is this side, and I'm going to line it up here, okay? And that lines it up just right. But you would normally put it right along the edge. Yeah, Webster's pages before they got weird. They got weird. And then you line it up just top to bottom. And then press it down. All right. And then what you want to do is take this and prop it against your chest. So this is where your chest becomes a very critical crafting tool because you need a little curve in the spine for this next part. Then you're going to stretch this guy all the way across to this edge and glue it down. And then press it down and burnish, 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 burnish. Burnish, 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 burnish. Okay, so look what you have now. Look what you have already. Already. 2 hours. 2 hours plus yapping, plus prizes, plus cutting wrong. And you have your book and all its pages. And look how flat they lay. Look how flat they lay, guys. They will always lay this flat. They will always lay this flat. Every time you use this binding, this is how it's going to be. Okay? All right. So all we have to do now is put our liner, and our liner goes right here. All right, and so that covers the edge of the cardstock. So it disappears and it becomes invisible now. So our two choices are the butterflies. We can do it like this. Or we can do it like this. What do you guys think? Do you like the butterflies better? Or do you like this better? So, okay, so if you like the butterflies better, type a 1 in the chat. This is 1. If you like the distressed solid better, type a 2 in the chat. This is 2. This is the front cover. So it could open into this, or it could open into this. So it's really between that and that. 1, 2. 1, 2. 2's running away from it with it. We'll do 2. 2's running away with it. We'll do 2. Poor butterflies. We'll use butterflies elsewhere. We have another sheet of this paper. Yes, I'm going to give, well, I mean, what do you guys want to do? I could give away, we planned our album. We did our whole construction, and I have at least one more giveaway to do. And then we're going to do another catch up on this album next weekend. So we're going to do one more like Saturday show to kind of catch up on this album as we try to get it caught up, because we're ahead on the other one. We've got the cover decorated, the inside cover decorated. Yeah, we're going to decorate the front cover. Did you vote for the butterflies, Anne? Why is Anne crying? Poor Anne, I'm sorry. I thought I was going to want the butterflies, to be honest, so. You can do the butterflies on yours. I will need to break the video after the prize giveaways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the liners on, and we're going to do the final giveaway, and then I have to stop the video or else it'll take me the rest of my life to upload it. The butterflies were robbed. It's an anti-butterfly conspiracy. Everyone in the chat was bought off by big paint splatter. The big paint splatter conspiracy. Yes, we're gonna put. There's a folder in the cut aparts that I think I want to do on the inside of the front cover. What color craft text would I recommend for this paper? Probably black or the stone. Actually, the gray might be nice because it's a little bit softer than the black. The gray craft text is really quite a nice gray, actually. Oh, the die I gave away is an exclusive? Are you telling me I should ungive it away? Should I keep it? Am I about to give away something valuable? Okay. So I've got these guys taped. Let me... All right, so make sure your book is right side up. You'll see in the tutorial video that I have one where I stuck my liner down upside down because I didn't check. And what you want to do is you want to dry fit it and make sure that when you have like the little edge showing, now you're switching the butterflies. The discount code is 40 NSD 2019. 40 NSD 2019. You want to make sure that you do not cover this score line. So if you need to cut a little sliver off yours, then cut a little sliver off yours. I need to cut a little sliver off this one. Okay, that's better. All right, so I'm gonna stick this one down. All right. Double check to make sure you're not crazy. All right, and then burnish very well. And there we go. So now we just flip. Double check. This one needs to lose a little bit of a sliver as well. All right, double check to make sure you're doing it right. Then take the tape off and then double check again. Because the last thing you want to do is glue something down upside down, because then you got to use undo and then it's a whole big thing. All right. All right, beautiful. Oh my gosh, you guys, we have a book. And then you can very gently kind of widen the spine a little bit by slowly pushing it down on your desk, because it's going to want to kind of curl in the beginning. But see, this is more the size the book's going to be when it's done. It's gonna have a big fat spine like this. But look at this beautiful spine. Look at our beautiful green pages that I think you guys think are gray. And then here's the cover. So we made an album, guys. It's ready to decorate. I mean, it's an album. What do you think? Yay, we did it! 2-hour album. All right, this is an album we're making from the Half the Fun Album Basics Guide. Album Basics Guides are video heavy guides to making a custom album. So instead of showing you one album that I made from start to finish step by step, it gives you the pieces and parts you need to put together to make an album to fit your needs, to customize it to your needs. So it's like a toolbox. So if you think of it like a toolbox, where I give you the tools. So I give you, you know, how to make this, how to figure out the spine, you know, to adjust it for however many pages you need. You've got 3 envelope styles that fit these, 6 page styles that fits this. You can use any combination you want. We're going to use at least one of each. So there we go. This paper collection is the Flutter and Bloom collection, which is available at Amazon if you need it right now. But also at Kathy's probably having a National Scrapbook Day sale. Don't quote me on that. Like, but she usually does, so I'm sure she is. So, you know, maybe check there to see if her paper is included in the sale, if you can get her paper at a discount. You may just have to wait a little bit longer because things get crazy after a sale because we're not Amazon. And Lene has it for sale in her shop. So plenty of places you can get Flutter and Bloom. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 more giveaways. And one of them does not have a bag. Let me get a bag. And one, gotta get a bag for it. And this next one is going to Canada. We had the names that we drew for prizes for this, half the names were outside the US. So those of you who weren't in the US, statistically, you crushed the people in the US for this round of giveaways. Kathy's digital version of the paper that you print yourself or send to a local print shop is 50% off. This is my glue holder. And you can get it on Etsy from Made It by Marco. Made It by Marco. M-A-R-K-O. Make It by Marco. Annette just wants... Oh, you just want this one. Well, I have to say... I think I'm going to send it to Kathy. Because I'm trying to start a... colored album base trend. Because she said she's stuck in a rut where she only makes black albums now. Or something like that. So I'm trying to make it a thing. So you guys who watch her show too, a cherry on top has it for sale for $25.49. Plus, they also have a coupon. So, yeah, it's National Scrapbook Day. People are having deals all over. Mr. Lifeguard put the Amazon link because that's who's going to get it to you the fastest if you just have to have it now. But if you can wait, you can probably get it online somewhere. Okay, so this one is going to Canada. It's a couple sets of spellbinders, stamps, and dies. So we've got this one, which is Let Your Light Shine with some florals. These are beautiful feathers, and these are, well, one hideous bird and then some cute bugs and a feather. And this one is going to, where are you going? I know you're going outside the US, but who are you going to? Oh, June Marie. This is going to June Marie. June Marie, you're getting this horrible bird and its dirty feathers. So congratulations. Mary. June Marie. And we'll say that the secret word is gross for bird feet. The secret word is gross. So congratulations. That's June Marie Bodie. You love that hideous bird? So your secret word is gross, June Marie. All right. So just email the word gross and your shipping address to Mr. Lifeguard to get these gross birds. So June Marie. Secret word is gross. Bird stamp. All right, so we have one final prize to give away. We're going to try to give away the D-Stash box again. I'm going to try to give away the D-Stash box again. Oh, it's so heavy. Listen to the sound it makes. Did you hear that? That's the sound it makes. It is a regional B box, which is one of the largest priority mail boxes. It's bigger than the medium flat rate box. It's full of stuff that I cleaned out of my scrap room when I organized it last year. And it is going to Jana Sangdara. Jana Sangdara. All right, so Jana Sangdara. Jana Sangdara. And the secret word will be trash, because one person's trash is another man's treasure. There you go. One woman's trash is another woman's treasure. What's up? No, I haven't seen Tiny Cat since like 6 a.m. But she's not dead, because I saw her at 6. So all right, so email the word trash and your shipping address to Mr. Lifeguard at info@kathrynscraps.com. Everyone who won a prize, you need to email by Friday. By Friday, okay? Otherwise, it goes back into the pool for future giveaways. All right, so if you don't claim your prize by Friday, it goes back into the pool for future giveaways. So you have to, you're on a time crunch. You only get a week. You only get a week. Ugh. All right. So that's it for giveaways. Congratulations to everyone who won. Thank you to everyone who came and made a purchase from Kathryn Scraps. We always appreciate it. Just a reminder, anything you can put into your cart at kathrynscraps.com is 40% off through Friday with coupon code 40 NSD 2019. That's 40 NSD 2019. We have Miracle Tape packs. It's a good time to stock up on Miracle Tape because we have two packs of 2 that you can get for 40% off, where one of them is almost but not quite free. And then, of course, the I cannot not say that. The Album Basics Guide, for the Have the Fun album, normally $9.95. With that 40% off coupon, it'll be under $6. If you buy the Album Basics Guide, we'll give access to the videos where you make the 2 Have the Fun albums. Yes, it will. Any live class recordings that go into the archives that relate to the Have the Fun Album Basics Guide projects will go into the Have the Fun album as well as into the archives. So it will be in the archives, but it will also be in the Album Basics Guide folder. So that's and that includes the entire, I put the entire Scrap Your Stash workshop in there. I already did it. So even the classes on how to build your kits, even the classes on how to build the kits are in there. So if you wanted those, you know, you can get them that way too. So I think we'll just finish here for today because we finished the book, and anything I do from here on, we're just going to be here for more and more hours. And I know you guys have shopping to do and other shows to see, and I appreciate you taking the time to spend time with me on National Scrapbook Day. Yes, I will continue to add the videos until the books are done. Yes. Anything I do in the future as well will be added to both the archives and the Album Basics Guide. And that's my plan for all Album Basics guides. So if we do switch, excuse me, if we do switch doing the Album Basics Guide, that is my plan. That anything we do in a live class related to an Album Basics Guide will go into the Album Basics, the relevant Album Basics Guide folder in addition to the archives. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna head off here, I think, is what I'm gonna do, because otherwise we'll be here for like hours and hours and hours. I'll be back here on Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern USA time and 9 p.m. Eastern USA time. We're gonna keep working on this book until we're caught up to the same point we are in the portrait version. So that means we've got to decorate the front cover, we've got to decorate the inside cover, and we've got to decorate 2 sides of pages to be caught up. And then we'll switch back and forth, Okay, so thank you so much, you guys. I had a lot of fun. We got a ton done. You made really excellent paper choices with your voting. I can't wait to keep working on this album with you on Thursday. Those of you who got half the fun, enjoy it. Have a good time with it. Of course, if you have any questions, you can always contact us at info@kathrynscraps.com. Thanks so much and have a wonderful National Scrapbook Day. Bye now.